Before watching this video, make sure to watch the previous parts as this is just a continuation of part 2. Hope you enjoy this video. Enjoy. Hello, good morning. So we have come from the train. I did not like it at all. It was terrible. But anyways, today we are in Aswan and we'll be getting on the Nile cruise soon. But first, I'll be showing you some of the attractions in Aswan before we leave. So as I said before, my experience on the train was terrible. Why was it terrible? Well, first of all, the train was super old, so the buttons were broken and so were some of the seats, which were then able to be converted into a bed. The food was terrible and it was cold, as well as the filthy toilets that were there. It is much recommended to take the plane and it saves time also. Right now, we have arrived at the Philae Temple, which is actually an island. So you have to get in a motorboat to actually get to the island. Now, the Philae Temple was originally in a different spot, but it was at the risk of destruction due to the flooding. Hence, Egypt, with the help of UNESCO, moved the temple to this spot where it is currently resting. Oh, and also restoration effects have been taking place. So let's see how it is now. We have now arrived. Our boat ride is over. Now you're just going to see the temple. See you inside. That was the original location of the temple. It was moved to this location and it took exactly 10 years to move it, and it was completed in 1980. If you look up there, you can still see some black lines which are actually from the water which was flooding there. There are lots of chapels here. Why? Because this temple was soon converted into a church. All of this dates back to 4 AD or 4 Common Era, whichever one you use. Carving here tells a story, and you can even see the symbols mentioned yesterday in the Egyptian Museum. But to read the hieroglyphics, how it is read. If suppose the birds, they are pointing to one direction, like this bird for example is pointing to the right, so you'll be reading from right to left. But if the birds are pointing from left to right, then you'll be reading like that, and up to down also. Here we have the temple of Hathor. Evidence that this was actually converted into a church. You can see these crosses which were just carved into these walls next to the Egyptian symbols. This place is actually built by granite, which was very abundant in Aswan back in those days. In fact, it still is to this day. These are just some walls, halls, decoration. But this is the main temple. So this is the gate with more carvings of some of the Egyptian gods. So this gate actually separates, as per they say, the human realm and the god realm. So let's enter the god realm, I guess. This is the court, the outdoor court, and you can see another one of those gates into the actual temple which is inside. Look in this inscription. It is one of the kings giving offerings to the gods, and he is being blessed by the gods. Let's head inside now. A lot of hieroglyphic inscriptions here, all telling a story. And again, you have the crosses of the converted church. Now we are entering the most holy room. is the remains of the temple of Horus, and you can see the beautiful Nile River and the old Aswan Dam. A lot of the temples were actually destroyed. Only a few, like this temple, survived. So right now we are heading to a place called the Nubian village, and on the way there is this mountain with the tombs of the people, of the nobles of Aswan. So they are badly destroyed and they date back to the old kingdom. They're that old. That is the tomb of Aga Khan. So we have arrived at the Nubian village. We are just going around. There are some shopping malls. Right now we just went to one of the Nubian schools where they taught us Arabic as well as the Nubian language. So they wrote our name in Arabic. I'll be displaying my name in Arabic on the screen very soon. This is my name in Arabic, and when I Google translated it, they spelled it right. We are now inside a traditional Nubian house. There are crocodiles here which we can also hold and take pictures of. I'll be taking one in my hand. So they made homemade bread. We are now at the temple of Abu Simbel. We haven't sailed here from the Nile cruise. But anyways, we have the beautiful view of the Nile here. This temple was built by Ramses II. And there are 4 statues of Ramses II. Just like the Philae temple, this temple was also at the risk of flooding. So it was actually relocated to this spot. Some of these represent the wives of Ramses II because he had 50 wives. The kings at the time liked to show their power. So for example, you can see here King Ramses, who was actually fighting one of his enemies, and they show him in a powerful pose, along with a lot of other scenes in hieroglyphic inscription. This is the main part of the temple which is illuminated by the sunlight. This is the other temple which is here, which we won't be going inside because of, as you can see, it is super crowded even on a normal day. And also, I forgot to mention, on the 21st of February and 21st of October, the sun is aligned in such a way that it illuminates the statue of Ramses. This is true and it has been observed even today. However, after they moved the temple, it has been changed and delayed by 24 hours. So, if you come on December 22nd, the statue of Ramses will illuminate. Also, I decided not to go in there because of this line which is building up. I wish I could show more, but I had to cut it off here because the video was becoming too long. Anyways, that is the end. So make sure to like, share and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the next part, which will be coming very soon. Hit the notification bell too. Viren out. Bye.